Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October Tarot Horoscope. After a year of doing these horoscopes, I finally realized I can just shuffle the cards before I hit record. So I've already picked your card and then we don't have to sit and watch me shuffle for minutes at a time. So I've got your card for you for October. The first 2/3 of October is Libra season, and then towards the end of the month we'll be in Scorpio season. So I've got a card for you Aquarius, and your card is the Seven of Swords reversed. So this is the way that it looks the right way up. So we have this figure, this kind of hunter figure with their bow, quiver, and their little hunting dog below them. And right in front of them, we have this figure, this kind of humanoid figure, kind of running or leading the charge, kind of hard to say. In front, we've got these different swords kind of looking like arrows in the quiver and nearby. And it came out reversed like that, okay? So let's see what the Seven of Swords has for you this month. Okay. Seven of Swords, riddles and solutions. Diana, the virgin huntress, appears with dog, bow, and arrow. The blood-red, sketchily drawn creature on the left represents the second ego, the inner being, and a special kind of energy which is, already or still, separate from you. Each human being brings a new truth into this world. As long as we are separated from our inner qualities, we will be forever searching. You are faced with contradictions and riddles that have one purpose only: to enable you to find the answer that is in true harmony with your personality. This card stands in a negative sense for failing to know yourself or others, a permanent division of your outer personality and inner being. You are searching without being aware of what you are looking for. However, there is an alternative. The best way to broaden our minds is to look at familiar things from a different perspective. This occurs quite naturally when, on returning from a vacation, we see our familiar surroundings in a different light. Similarly, when we are in love, hurt, angry, or relieved, we suddenly see the world through new eyes. The card challenges you to do what often happens spontaneously on purpose. If you draw this card, it means you should bury old feuds and ban the ghosts of yesteryear from your life for good. Practical advice: reevaluate all that you take for granted. Take a break for an hour or a whole day. Allow yourself to do something foolish. See to your needs so that they may benefit yourself and others in the long term. Say goodbye to aims and ambitions which no longer serve you. Pay attention to your dreams and your life's wishes. Okay, so this card is kind of an interesting one to be coming up in October because, like I said, we're in Libra season at the start of October, and Libra season is about partnership. So it's about kind of seeing ourselves reflected in union with another person. This can be relationship, sexual, this can be business partnership. It's coming together of two equals and two peers that are kind of negotiating their needs and desires for some sort of outcome. So Libra season, we're usually very focused on the other and our relationships around us and kind of communicating and negotiating our needs that way. This card sort of is really pulling more introspectively. It's kind of saying that there's a searching in yourself. There's a possible misunderstanding or a sense of not really knowing yourself or others. So, it's kind of like this. Yes, there's this reflective sense of, do you know yourself? But then there's also that projected outward. Are you really sure that you're aware of what's going on with another person? And that's one of the beautiful things about relationships and partnerships, is that we're always both learning about ourselves and the other. We're always learning about both parties in a relationship or partnership. And as both of their needs as separate people come together and try to get met together, then you're going to learn so much more about both parts. And the more you can know about yourself coming into a partnership with somebody else, the more you are able to present with clarity and honesty what your needs are, and then be able to negotiate those needs with that other person. And the more they bring in with honesty and understanding of their own needs, it kind of speeds and eases the whole process, instead of, two people trying to work together, but they don't really know why. They don't really know what they're bringing. They don't really know what their needs are. Just kind of muddies the whole thing and can lead to a lot of conflict, or hard for everybody to still stay equal peers if one or the other don't really know what they want. So this card is kind of like suggesting this kind of pull in first of what's going on with you. Do you know what it is that you're looking for? Do you know what it is that you're on the hunt for something? This kind of huntress image is hunting for a goal, or hunting for an answer, or hunting for a closer understanding of the self, a greater integration with the self, hunting for something. And so you're trying to get it in a partnership. Like, there's this kind of, what are you hunting for? And so once you're able to know what it is you're looking for, you don't necessarily have to catch it, but you need to know what it is. And then you're able to communicate that in your relationships. Are you looking for a partner? Are you looking for a business partner? Are you looking for just having a certain need met, a loneliness need met, a financial need met? And so you're trying to decide if you should get it met with another person, or you've been struggling because you're not getting needs met with somebody, and you need to reassess, really be sure what it is you need so that you can communicate that and decide if that partnership's still working. So there's this idea of riddles and solutions, and this on the hunt for something is what's coming up for you. And so there's, even though Libra season, not even though, like, there may be this tendency first to want to reach in communication with others, but ideally first you're taking a bit of retreat time. You're taking a little bit of time to really get clear on what it is you're looking for, and then you can communicate that in a more productive way. Which actually makes a lot of sense, because right now at the beginning of Libra season, we have a lot of planets in retrograde. We've got 6 out of 8 planets are in retrograde, including Mercury retrograding in Libra and Virgo. So there's a lot. Retrogrades are very much a time of reflection, looking inward, not necessarily taking direct action or making active choices, but trying to reassess and think, how is everything going? Do I know what I need? So it's really kind of like, for you specifically, Aquarius, this card is really suggesting lean into the reflective side of retrograde. And then through Libra season, by the end of Libra season, 3 of those planets are going to be forward again. We're going to have a lot more forward energy, and then we'll be able to kind of feel a little bit more momentum. So maybe at that point, you'll kind of know what it is you're searching for. Even if you don't have the answers, you at least know the question, you know what you're looking for, and then you'll maybe be able to start to look and actively kind of work for that a little bit more. So all of that, since there's so many retrogrades, they seem really relevant for you. I would highly suggest you check out the Libra season workshop. It's already up on my YouTube channel, and it covers all of these transits that are happening for you, and that'll just give you a little bit more kind of maybe suggestion or direction for what that inner reflective time might look like, so that then you're able to communicate a little bit better once you kind of get your feet under you on this hunt. This month, unlike other months, it's not a pay what you can workshop to me. It's a donation-based workshop to the Native Women's Association of Canada. That choice was for September 30th, right in this sort of beginning of Libra season, right before October. Here in Canada's Truth and Reconciliation Day. So this is just, it feels very in season with Libra season, ideas of justice and equality. So if you'd like to take that workshop, then there's lots of benefits for that particular association, and then as well you can get a little bit more help for what you might need here. So check that out on my YouTube channel, donation based the Native Women's Association of Canada. So that's those retrogrades. That's kind of what's going to be for this Libra chunk of October for you. Then we have Scorpio season. Scorpio season is all about taboo, all about emotion and intensity, and it's all about getting underneath the surface to what's covered and hidden and bringing it to light, so that you're not trapped by it anymore. So what that might look like is, it's going to look different for everybody, but for you, if there's a lot of trying to evaluate what your needs are, trying to look at things in a different way in order to get a better understanding of yourself or your needs, Scorpio definitely is steeped in desire and also fear. Our needs and our fears are so much of what motivates us, what we want and what we don't want. So Scorpio is very much does also deal not just with taboo, but deals with desire. What it is that you're passionate about. What is it that you really have a need and a hunger for, in a very emotionally attached kind of way. So often the way that we can find out what it is we're wanting or looking for, we can look at it in an intellectual way or a practical way of how will this help me, or what do I think I need. But a lot of it is, where is the passion? Where do you feel that emotion? Either a strong desire or like a yuck, a revulsion. You don't want that. So Scorpio season maybe shows us or encourages us to use our emotional visceral reaction to the idea of having or not having to guide us to our purpose of what it is we really truly desire. And that may involve looking at, repressed things that you may have said, oh, I'm not allowed to want that. It's not good for me to want that. So you repress the desire. Or, oh, I really don't want that. I'm really nervous about it. So I repress it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. All of that Scorpio territory of like, well, you're never going to be able to truly be honest with what your needs are if you don't let yourself desire something. Or you're never, you're always going to live in fear of that thing you're scared of happening if you always repress it and try not to think about it. So Scorpio season in this kind of storyline for you is really going to help you kind of give you that energy and passion for what it is you are looking for. Because it has that emotional connection. So this first 2/3 of October is first this reflecting, trying to say, what am I even looking for? There's some sort of, I'm questing for something. I don't really know what it is that I want. I'm trying to figure it out so that I can better communicate with other people what my needs are and see if they can help me. So, and figuring out that kind of retrograde energy too. And then once we hit Scorpio season, it might be, okay, now I might know what I'm looking for. And the urgency that I'm going to get to it or get away from it or be really honest with it to go and get it, to really engage in that hunt is going to come from honestly looking at those desires and needs and feeling that passion for it. So passion might not be something that you are super, like you as an Aquarius, it's stereotypically Aquarius is certainly more in the mind, certainly more in the rational mind, the logical mind, not necessarily as connected to the passion. And a lot of that's just because we have this kind of false binary that mind and heart don't work together, that the rational is above the feeling and the emotion is always irrational. But that's not necessary. In this case, we're doing the mental work to make these cognitive choices, and the emotion just brings fuel. It doesn't have to muddy or in any way like make what you think suspect because it's not rational or it's just too emotional. This passion, Scorpio passion, is fuel to push you towards that which you want and know you need. So if you can allow yourself to have that Scorpio energy be fuel and not be afraid of that deep emotion and think that it's getting in the way of the logical mind, then that's a really big superpower. So that's what I've got for you this month, Aquarius. Like I said, go check out that workshop, make your donation to help out that association, and get a lot more insight on this doozy of a retrograde season. Okay, take care, Aquarius. See you next month.